My family loved to swim. One of my boys in particular would swim all day if he had the chance. A couple of years ago, he broke his leg, however, and had to suffer the pain of watching me and his brothers having the time of our lives while he sat on the side of the pool longing to join us. The start of John chapter 5 introduces a similar scene at a pool where one man longed to hop in. Good thing for him, Jesus was just about to arrive. This encounter with Jesus takes place in Jerusalem at a local pool named Bethesda. And Bethesda was known as the place where crowds of people would come to be healed. The Bible describes a man in verse 3 by saying one of the men lying there had been sick for 38 years. Next thing you know, Jesus and the man share a brief conversation which ends with Jesus commanding the man in verse 8, saying, "Stand up, pick up your mat, and walk." I love the way Jesus notices this man while so much is already happening around him. It says in verse 4, when Jesus saw him and knew he had been ill for a long time, he asked him, "Would you like to get well?" Did you catch how the encounter started? It says Jesus saw the man first. Among so many other people and so many real needs, Jesus saw this unnamed man. And he followed it up by asking him an almost sarcastic question. Of course he wanted to be healed. But asking such a simple question further confirms that Jesus saw him. Local tradition taught, whenever the pool of Bethesda bubbled, the first person to get in would be healed. Kind of like the geysers we find in Rotorua. But in our case, the healing comes from none other than Jesus. For 38 years, people were always beating this man to the water. For 38 years, he had no one to help him get in. It would have been easy to feel invisible to others, and now Jesus noticed him and orchestrated a healing that didn't need a pool really, but caused everyone else to notice this man as well. Feeling invisible isn't foreign to us today. Sometimes we can feel invisible to others, even to those who are closest to us. And sometimes we can feel invisible to God, almost like He doesn't notice us anymore. I'd like to challenge you today to find someone who may be in an invisible place and let them know that God hasn't forgotten about them. Pick up the phone, flick them a message, or even better, go and see them. In doing so, you become more affirmed in how Jesus sees everyone, including you.